All right guys, welcome back to another video here. We are on video number 2 of the series where we fish every river from Logan all the way down to Provo and maybe even a little bit south of that. We are here on the Ogden River and I'm not alone. I'm here with my man Elon, who's in the last video. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out. Link is above. And this is actually the first river I ever fished here in Utah. I went to Weber State University, which is in Ogden, and the river pretty much runs through the city itself, which is pretty freaking awesome. So as far as knowledge of the river, this one I've got quite a bit of. But we're here today trying to catch some fish. We're gonna give you guys a score based on 5 categories. Those categories being accessibility, pressure, fish diversity, scenery, and giving it a fish score overall. And at the end of the video, each one of those 5 categories gets a score out of 10. We're gonna add it up, get a total score out of 50. Like I said, check out the Logan one, see what score we gave that. We had a really good day on the Logan. Hopefully we have another day kind of like that on the Ogden. Last week the ticket was hoppers. It's been cold since. Hopefully it's still hoppers. Let's get right into it. Yeah, there's one in there. There's 2 in there. There's probably some back here too. Definitely a downside to the Ogden just in general. It's how close you are to this, to the road here. That's definitely gonna hurt the score. All right, so it's been slow so far. Elon definitely just had a take. Oh, I saw that. On the top, yeah? Beauty. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what we're both using. We're both kind of going with what little success we've had so far today. It's been slow so far, but on the bottom, I've got myself a caddis pupa. Below that, or I guess above that, we're fishing a hopper dropper or dry dropper. Elon's calling this a PMX, and he got a take on that, and it just is looking perfect right now. So that's what we're fishing right now. Let's do it. All right, looking great. Let's see if we can't get this guy. Oh, there's a big one close to me, dude. Went right over it. I think I spooked him. Ah! I had one. Elon's currently down here. I'm way up above him, and there are so many fish in here looking at his fly. That's so sick. Hopefully he can pull one out of here. What a cool looking spot this is. Okay, not going well. It's an understatement. It's not going well at all. We've had a couple bites here and there, but geez, it's been slow. All we want to do is catch one fish. That's all we're really looking for, is just one fish. But we're moving up right now, changing spots. Like I said, guys, keep in mind those 5 categories: pressure, scenery, accessibility, fish diversity, and fishing quality. Keep in mind those 5s. Comment right now what you think that final score is going to be out of 50. We've really seen a ridiculous amount of fish. We just literally have not been able to get these fish to bite. I couldn't tell you why. We've had a bite on a dry fly, a couple takes on the nymph, but we've seen some fish rising. We tried to catch some right there with Elon. It was a really cool spot. I was up above him, but for some reason we just can't get these fish to commit all the way. So maybe a little bit of different water will change up our luck. One thing about these smaller rivers, there's a lot of rivers that are very similar to the Ogden River within Utah. However, one thing that is very similar with all of them is that if they are fished before you, you are not going to catch as many fish or any fish at all. Yeah, like I said, we're moving up, trying to find another spot. Hopefully there's nobody in it. Like, I'm driving past the spot right now and it looks like somebody's fishing in it right now. So let's try to catch a fish. That's all I want. Just one fish. All right, let's pull up to the spot, catch a fish, get Elon a fish, get some dope videos, get dope pictures. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. This series is gonna be going on for a while. And if you guys are snowboarders in Utah or just in anywhere in the world, honestly, subscribe to the channel as well. Do a lot of snowboard content. So yeah, subscribe. See ya at the river. New spot. Hopefully we can have slightly better luck than the last one. Oh, there's a rise. Oh, got a take. Dang it. Not a big fish, but oh, that was a big fish. 2 casts in a row, man. Shoot. Oh, another take. There, that's a good spot right there. I'm on 2. Shut up. We're doubled up. We couldn't catch a fish all day and then we double? Let's go, dude. Got Elan's fishing mine in over there. Doubled up.
Let's go,
Went
baby.
from 0 to 2 real quick. Beauty. Later.
Yes.
There goes. Beauty. That's how you do that, brother.
Let's go, baby.
Something you definitely got to kind of keep in mind with the Ogden is it's not a very big river, so it's kind of like trading off hole to hole with your buddy, which can actually be really, really fun. What Elon and I are doing right now, he's got this seam. I just fished this one. I hooked one, and we saw a bunch starting around, but yeah, just like that. Elon got his hole. I'll move to mine. See if we can make it happen. Ah, oh, he was on the dry. On the dry, that was sick. Just did not feel like a good set. It's just such a quick drift that they like know they're hooked before I know that they're hooked. Such a good spot. So if I catch a fish on the dropper, oh, he took the hopper and it was big. How did he not get hit? That was a nice fish. If I catch a fish on this dropper, it's a fly that my dad used in Iceland when he fished in Iceland, so that'd be pretty cool. Do it to him. There's definitely a fish there. Jeez. If there was a spot like this that was like double the depth, I would imagine there'd be fish rising everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. There he is. Fish number 2 for me. Beauty. Woo! Number 2, let's go. Well, all right, guys. We are finished on the Ogden River, home turf. We are gonna get right into the 5 categories and we're gonna give them all a score. We'll start off with accessibility. Now, the Ogden, proximity to a city is great. You can fish literally down in the city if you want to, which is great. So as far as accessibility goes, in that aspect, it's good. However, once you get to those access points, when you're fishing, it's actually rather difficult to get around because the highway is right next to the river. It's kind of tough sometimes. You kind of have to walk back through the water you just fished, and sometimes it can be kind of gnarly depending on if the river is really high or really low, or depending on that. So as far as accessibility, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. We're gonna go right into fish diversity, so diversity of species, and this one's gonna be pretty low. There's only rainbows and browns in here, and I guess technically I've caught 1 cutthroat out of here, but they're not supposed to be in here. So as far as diversity goes, it's not great when it comes to those fish that you're really targeting. I'm sure there's whiteys in here. I've heard that there's some smallmouth that come over the spillway from where the river comes from, out of Pineview. However, fish I'm fishing for, that there's only really 2, and that's rainbow trout and brown trout, and for the most part it's majority brown. You'll probably catch 1 rainbow every 50 fish you catch. But the Score for fish diversity and diversity of species is probably going to be a 4. Scenery. Now, scenery is interesting because the scenery here is pretty beautiful. In just being in Utah in general, the scenery is better than a lot of places that I've fished and where I fished growing up. But the road is directly next to the river, probably 90% of the way of the fishable places. So you've got semi trucks ripping past you, you've got big loud trucks, you've got motorcycles, you've just got the road right next to you, which is rather loud. So as far as scenery goes, but on the other hand, there's also incredible towering peaks around you, crazy rock faces, and it's very beautiful. So it's kind of an interesting place to fish as far as scenery goes. But as far as scenery goes, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think that's a really fair score. Going to the 4th category, the 4th category being pressure. Now, the Ogden is pretty pressured. It's not a giant river and there's not that many pull-offs. And also, because it's such a small river, it's really hard for those fish to reset, because for the most part, guys are walking through the water they just fished and then walking right back out through that water. So if you're not the first guy in that hole in any given day, it's really hard to be really successful. And for that, I'll probably give the pressure a 4 out of 10. And now the last score, it's just a fishing quality score. And today, I would say, does not reflect an average day on the Ogden River. I usually catch more fish than that. However, I will say I've never been skunked on the Ogden River, which definitely gains some points in my book. However, today was only 3 fish between 2 people. We probably fished for 4.5 hours, give or take, which isn't great. However, I probably had 10 takes and a ton of fish hooked up that I just wasn't able to hook and wasn't able to set into the right way. So also, some people think that the Ogden is just very small fish, but we saw some giant fish today, and I have caught some really, really nice fish out of the Ogden. So there's that as well. It's not all these tiny little brown trout. So as far as a fishing quality score goes, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And that was all 5. And I have to add this up in my head. All right, well, after adding up the 5 categories, the grand total for the Ogden out of 50 is gonna come right in at 25. Pretty much right in the middle. Not the best river in the world, but definitely not the worst river in the world. Let me know in the comments if you guys think if that is a fair rating, if it's too high, if it's too low. Let me know down in the comments. And if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 3K. Might already be there by the time this video has been posted, but if we're not, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 3K, then 10K, then the moon. Appreciate all the support from you guys. Catch you in the next one. Later.